You wake up on a Sunday. No alarm. No deadlines. No messages. Your phone is right there. You open it. Close it. Open it again. Instagram. YouTube. News. A random video about a guy restoring a 100-year-old knife. You don't even care about knives. But you keep watching. Because the silence in your room feels heavier than failure. And that's strange. Because most people say they fear failure. But watch their behavior closely. They'll risk failure. They'll risk embarrassment. They'll risk wasting years of their life. But boredom, they run from it like it's death. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Humans don't actually fear failure. We fear boredom. Because boredom exposes something we spend our entire lives trying to escape. Ourselves. Failure hurts your ego. Boredom threatens your existence. Think about it. A failed business still gives you a story. A toxic relationship still gives you drama. Even a bad decision gives your brain stimulation. Failure is painful, but it's interesting. Boredom is different. Boredom is psychological silence. No stimulation. No distractions. No emotional spikes. Just you. And that's terrifying. Because when stimulation disappears, your brain starts asking questions it normally avoids. What am I doing with my life? Why am I scrolling again? Why do I feel empty, even when everything is fine? These questions are dangerous. So your brain does what it evolved to do. Escape. From an evolutionary perspective, boredom wasn't designed to be comfortable. It was a survival alarm. Imagine early humans sitting in a cave. If nothing was happening, no hunting, no exploring, no movement, they would die. Boredom pushed them to move, to search, to hunt, to explore the unknown. But here's the problem. Your brain is still running ancient survival software inside a modern world that never stops stimulating you. Your ancestors chased mammoths. You chase notifications. Your brain doesn't know the difference. Both feel like movement. Both feel like survival. But one builds a life. The other slowly numbs it. This is why people sabotage themselves. Not because they're stupid, but because boredom is unbearable. Watch what happens when life becomes stable. Good job. Stable income. Healthy routine. You'd think peace would feel good. But for many people, peace becomes suffocating. So they create chaos. They procrastinate. They start unnecessary conflicts. They doom scroll for hours. Anything to escape the quiet. Anything to avoid boredom. Failure becomes a form of entertainment. And your brain loves entertainment. There's a famous psychological experiment that proves this. Scientists placed people alone in a room. No phone. No music. No stimulation. Just a chair and their thoughts. But there was one option. They could press a button that gave them a small electric shock. It hurt. Before the experiment, almost everyone said they would never shock themselves. Then the room went silent. Minutes passed, and something unbelievable happened. Many participants chose the electric shock just to escape boredom. They preferred pain over being alone with their mind. Let that sink in. Pain over boredom. Now look at the world around you. People binge shows they barely enjoy. They scroll feeds that make them anxious. They chase drama in relationships. They stay in careers they hate. Not because it fulfills them, but because it distracts them. The worst fear isn't failure. It's staring at the ceiling at night and feeling nothing. No purpose. No direction. Just emptiness. Boredom exposes that void. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now let me ask you something. When was the last time you sat in silence? No phone. No music. No podcast. Just you. 5 minutes. Most people can't do it. Not because they're weak, but because silence removes the mask. And when the mask disappears, your mind becomes a mirror. You start noticing things you buried. The career you're unsure about. The relationship that feels wrong. The dreams you quietly abandoned. Boredom brings those thoughts to the surface, which is why we drown it in noise. But here's the twist no one talks about. The people who change their lives don't escape boredom. They use it. Because boredom isn't the enemy. It's the doorway. Every breakthrough begins in boredom. Every creative idea. Every life-changing realization. It happens in moments when stimulation disappears and your brain is forced to wander. But modern life doesn't allow wandering. Your mind never gets quiet enough to think. It's constantly fed content, constantly distracted, constantly running. So the question isn't, why do humans fear boredom? The real question is, what would happen if you stopped running from it? Because the moment you sit with boredom long enough, something strange happens. Your brain rebels first. It demands stimulation. Check your phone, open an app, do something. But if you resist, something deeper appears. Thoughts. real thoughts, ideas you've never considered, truths you've been avoiding. Boredom becomes clarity. But clarity is dangerous, because once you see clearly, you're responsible for change. And that's the real reason people avoid boredom. Not because it's empty, but because it's revealing. So here's the challenge most people will never try. Sit alone for 10 minutes. No phone, no music, no stimulation. Just observe your thoughts. At first it will feel uncomfortable, then restless, then irritating. But if you last long enough, something interesting happens. Your mind stops consuming and starts creating. And in that moment, you realize something powerful. Boredom was never the enemy. It was the signal your mind was ready to wake up. Most people silence that signal for their entire life, which is why they stay distracted, busy, entertained, but strangely unfulfilled. So the next time boredom appears, don't run from it, because hidden inside boredom is the one thing endless stimulation will never give you: the truth about your life.